on agenda, it's a day when Muslim community leaders are very upset with the government because of the stand taken on issues like triple talaq. And it's quite a coincidence that around that time, Jain community is also facing a bit of resistance, and there's a lot of upheaval because of what's happened in Hyderabad. Remember, in the last few days, the police in Hyderabad have moved against the family of 13-year-old Aradhana because she died after fasting for 68 days. The police have, of course, lodged a case of homicide, but many people feel that they should have done much more. They should move to arrest, because where is it that matters of faith, and what's the distinction between matters of faith and the rule of law? To speak about these issues at a time where we are seeing this kind of conflict, not just in the Muslim person or in the Muslim community, but also in the Jain community, to speak about that, I have with me Sadhvi Guruchaya, who is a Jain leader. We also have over here Rishabh Sancheti, a lawyer who drafted a petition in the entire Santhara case. We're also joined by another lawyer, Amba Salelkar from Chennai, who has talked about the need to who says it's a clear case of abetment. Amba, if I can start with you. As all of us are watching this story with horror of a 13-year-old girl who survived for 68 days to the pride of her community and her family members by just drinking twice a day, just some warm water. That's how she survived for 68 days. The community now has given an entire list of children, minors, who did the same, and they say these are all people who've done that, so that's not fatal. It's not the fasting, it's not the tapasya that killed her. What would you say to them? Because the police is saying that we can't really go ahead and arrest the family or family members, even though they have lodged a case, because they say these are matters of faith. What would you say about the circumstances at this time?
Well, on the point of arrest, I mean, the police have the discretion to arrest, in particular cases, and there's no hard and fast rule that says that the police has to arrest. So that's something which has been kind of clarified both in law and in precedent. I think that the issue really is that when you're looking at, and deciding, I think right now as to whether it is whether it falls into, I understand that the police have lodged a case of culpable homicide not amounting to murder. There is a PIL right now which has asked for the charge to be converted to 302, which is culpable homicide amounting to murder. Many of us feel that there may also be a case for abetment to suicide of a minor, which is 305 IPC, also punishable with life. So I think that, it all hinges on what kind of investigation is being carried out. And that's something that we need to wait for. As per the thing that you have a list of, children who've been made to fast, I think one thing we really need to be very clear about this is that children below the age of 18 are not allowed to have consensual sexual intercourse in this country. They're not allowed to vote. They're not allowed to obtain driving licenses. I don't see why they can be therefore deemed to be able to consent to almost a 70-day fast. This is something which I'm not able to understand, and undue influence of the community is definitely something that one needs to look into. But the fact is that if she died, if there are other people who did not die after a 70-day fast, I think a lot depends on what kind of evidence is led, and I'm going to suggest perhaps that but for the 70-day fast, she would have still been alive. So that's something that needs to be considered when we're looking at what was the cause of death, etc.
Sadhvi Guruchaya is with me. She explained to us just before the show started why she doesn't agree with that. I'm going to get her to respond in just a bit, but you were talking about the petition which is now being filed in this. So Achut Rao, who is an activist, he's the one filing that PIL. Would you like to tell us all what your PIL is going to focus on. Ji.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello. This
Yes,
is
sir, go
a
ahead. Tell
broad
us about your
daylight
PIL.
murder. No, I have not filed the PIL. I approached the Lokayukta for the booking of the case under the provisions of the 302. Because the police over here has booked only 304 under section 2, subsection 2, which is a culpable homicide not amounting to murder, and 75 of Juvenile Justice Act. It is a negligence of care and protection of the parents or guardian, which reads like that. And we approached the Lokayukta today to direct the police to add the section 302 as it is a daylight murder. So the Lokayukta heard our petition and given directions to the concerned Deputy Commissioner of Police of the North Zone of Secunderabad. And now the police are saying that they are fled away from their place, they ran away, the family, and they are making still some inquiries with the schools and other people to know about what exactly happened with the Aradhana before her fast and who forced her to fast and everything. But it is very crystal clear that the parents and the community elders forced us for a fasting of 68 days, saying that their business will prosper because she did earlier for 34 days last year, and their jewelry business has gone into very good way, and this year also they want to do the their business should be prosper, and for that they made this girl to take fast for 68 days, and the parents are very happy,
sir.
even today. And
So actually, my colleague Uma Sudhir went and met them, and that's unfair to say. She's reported on the kind of anguish that the family is facing. But about the other points you make, I'll just point it to Sadhvi ji. Sadhvi ji, जो वकील हैं, जो सोशल एक्टिविस्ट हैं, उनका ये कहना है कि इसमें जो बाकी जो लोग थे, जो जैन समाज के जो लोग थे, जो उनके आसपास, बच्ची के आसपास थे, उनकी भी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, जिम्मेदारी है कि वो इतने दिनों से, इतनी छोटी बच्ची जो 18 से कम होते हैं, वो उनके माँ बाप इसके रिस्पॉन्सिबल होते हैं. तो इतनी छोटी सी बच्ची, उसने कुछ खाया ना, 70 दिन ऑलमोस्ट कुछ नहीं खाया, तो इसलिए मर्डर चार्ज या फिर ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्गर जो है कानूनी उनके खिलाफ केस बनता है. इस पे आप क्या कहेंगी? उनका ये भी कहना है कि जैन समाज के जो बाकी जो वहाँ के जो लीडर थे, जिन्होंने देखा इतनी छोटी बच्ची कर रही है, उनकी भी जिम्मेदारी है. आप इस पे क्या कहेंगे?
आकांक्षा जी, जो ये बातें हुई हैं कि इस तपस्या का जैन सिद्धांतों से और जैन धर्म से या किसी भी धर्म से, तपस्या हर धर्म में होती है. कोई भी तो ऐसा धर्म नहीं है जिसमें तपस्या नहीं होती हो. 1 महीने तक मुसलमानों में रोजे जो रखे जाते हैं, वो क्या चीज है? तपस्या है.
लेकिन यहाँ पे एक बच्ची की बात है.
मौत मृत्यु का संबंध हमारे हाथ में नहीं होता. मृत्यु का संबंध ऊपर वाले के हाथ में है. हम चाह के भी यदि मैं किसी को मारना चाहूं और यदि उसकी मृत्यु ऊपर वाले से नहीं आई है, तो कभी भी नहीं मर सकता. मृत्यु का संबंध उसको कैसे आया? कोई भी लीवर की समस्या होगी, कुछ भी समस्या हो सकती है, परंतु उसका तपस्या के बाद में उसकी मृत्यु हुई तो उसका बातें बनाने के लिए हमारा कानून इतना ढीला है कि हम जो मर्जी चार्ज जिसके ऊपर जैसे मर्जी थोप दें और वो सब काम यहाँ पर इंडिया में हो जाता है. इसके इतना
आप कह रहे हो कि जो होमिसाइड का चार्ज लगाया उनके माँ बाप पर, वो गलत है?
बिल्कुल गलत है.
कुछ नहीं चार्ज लगना चाहिए.
नहीं, मैं चार्ज की बात ये नहीं कर, कुछ नहीं लगना चाहिए. मैंने ये कहा है कि जब इतनी 68 दिन तक बच्ची ने जो तपस्या की है या नहीं की, मेरा उस पर कोई विश्वास नहीं है. सबसे पहली बात तो यहाँ पर है कि एक बच्चा, यदि 13 साल की लड़की यदि खाना नहीं खाती है, एक दिन नहीं खाएगी, 2 दिन नहीं खाएगी, तो क्या माँ के और परिवार के गले से वो खाना सब जने बैठ के खा लेंगे? और वो धनाढ़ परिवार से है वो लड़की, वो मतलब झुग्गी झोंपड़ी से, मतलब झुग्गी झोंपड़ी सॉरी
नहीं, वो तो तपस्या कर रहे थे.
नहीं, तपस्या का उससे कोई संबंध नहीं है. तपस्या भी मैं आपको तभी तो अलाउ करूंगी जब मैं कहूंगी बड़ों का क्या कर्तव्य बनता है.
ओके, ठीक है.
लड़की रोज स्कूल जा रही थी, स्कूल वालों को नहीं पता, तब क्यों नहीं बोला कोई? आज जब वो लड़की की मृत्यु होगी तब तुम सब बोलने वाले खड़े हो गए.
Okay, Rishabh,
नहीं,
you had
मैं इस बात का
experience with this
खंडन
because you
करता
filed a
हूँ।
petition. जी sir.
It is the case of a children. It is the case
Yeah.
of a children. Children are supposed to
Yeah.
force like that. Children are not total citizens. They are under the supervision of the elders, and care and
you
protection
made that
is the
point.
duty
Right.
of the guardian or the parents. एंड एक तपस्या किया गया है बोल के एक छोटा सा लड़की वो उनके सेल्फ से किया है, वॉलंटरी किया है बोल के एक गलत है। अगर वॉलंटरी किया गया है तो
Yes,
भी
sir, you
रोकने
made
का
that point.
आप लोगों
I'll
का
come back
माँ
to
बाप
you.
की और संघ
I'll
लोग
come back to you.
कि
Rishabh
Okay.
Sancheti, you have had experience with litigation and how the law deals with matters of faith. In this thing, do you think the police is limited? Because in conversations with the media, they are expressing their limitations and they're not treating it as an ordinary, any other case. As Amba said, it could be treated as a abetment to suicide. It's not being seen like that. Where do you see the faith and law clashing in this?
3 quick points of response. The first one, let the law takes its own course. The police has the duty to investigate. Why preempt it by saying that I'll approach the Loka Yukta and I'll say not this charge but that charge? Why that distrust in police? First. Second, there are adequate provisions in the CRPC which deal with a situation where the court finds that the police report is not fulfilling what is the object of the investigation, and the court can always ask to further investigate. The court can ask to alter the charge. So why preempt it? Third, and I must give a caveat, I am a Jain. I did my first fast when I was in the 4th class. I was in all 8 years old. I did a day upwas. I was in the 7th standard when I did a tela, which is a 3-day fast. I did it out of my own volition. I saw around my family doing it, but nobody forced me. Now the problem with our system and the way it works is, we have one very unfortunate incident governing the entire situation. Why this generalization? I have a serious objection to this generalization. Jains are a minority community. Unfortunately, people do not know enough about Jainism in our country.
Right.
There is a need to preserve the traditions of this religion. This religion is an ancient religion. Just one last point. Tapasya in Jainism could be as simple as vritti nikshep. In the morning when I get up, if I tell myself, I'll not have more than 10 items today, which may include my toothpaste, it may include milk, it may include water, that is also tapasya.